Welcome to Inside British Royals. This is your exclusive look inside the world's most famous family. We are exploring the scandals, secrets, and power plays that define the modern monarchy. If you are new here, please do well to hit that subscribe button for more updates. On the world stage, they are the picture of duty and decorum. Prince William, the heir to the throne, a man bred for a life of service under the constant, unblinking eye of the public. We see the stoic face at military parades, the warm smile during charity visits, the dedicated husband and father. But behind the castle walls and the carefully managed facade is a man under a level of pressure that's almost impossible for the rest of us to comprehend. Recent events haven't just tested the monarchy, they've placed the weight of its future squarely on Prince William's shoulders. Now, a specific, candid admission of not being in a calm state, reportedly made on a red carpet in February 2026, has been the subject of intense speculation. But whether that exact moment happened as reported or not, the evidence of his inner turmoil is overwhelming. You don't need a dramatic confession to see the truth. The story is written in the immense challenges he's faced, the personal health battles his family is enduring, and the institutional crises that threaten the very foundation he's destined to inherit. This isn't about one unguarded comment. This is about a future king being forged in a crucible of unprecedented turmoil. So, what happens when the man who is supposed to be a symbol of national stability is grappling with profound personal and public instability? Prince William is navigating a perfect storm, a family health crisis that would bring anyone to their knees, and the lingering, toxic scandals that just won't fade away. It raises a critical question. How does a future king hold it all together when the world is watching and the institution he must protect is under constant threat? The year 2024 shook the carefully structured world of the monarchy. On January 17th, the palace announced that Catherine, the Princess of Wales, had undergone major abdominal surgery. Then, on February 5th, came the news of King Charles's cancer diagnosis. For Prince William, this wasn't a distant affair of state. It was a deeply personal crisis. And it was compounded when, on March 22nd, Catherine revealed her own cancer diagnosis. In a matter of months, he became the de facto public face of the monarchy, a husband supporting his wife through a terrifying health battle, and a son worried for his father. He immediately cleared his diary to be with his wife and children, a move that spoke volumes about his priorities. But the constitutional gears don't stop turning. As one royal insider told a reporter, whether you're a prince or a pauper, no one would expect anything like this. William is digging deep. He soon returned to public duties, with a somberness often visible behind his professional smile. At a fundraising gala in early February 2024, he offered a rare glimpse into this new reality, thanking the public for their kind messages of support for Catherine and for my father. He even used a bit of humor to deflect the strain, joking, "It's fair to say the past few weeks have had a rather medical focus, so I thought I'd come to an air ambulance function to get away from it all." But that joke itself holds a heavy truth. There is no getting away from it. This period has placed enormous pressure on William, forcing him to balance the roles of consort, father, and acting figurehead of the family business. The so-called slimmed-down monarchy suddenly looked dangerously fragile, with two of its biggest stars sidelined, leaving William to carry a burden few could manage. Long before this current crisis, Prince William was on a public journey to dismantle the stiff upper lip mentality of previous generations. His advocacy for mental health has been a defining feature of his public life, and it provides a crucial lens through which to understand his current state. In a February 2026 interview on BBC Radio 1's Life Hacks program, William gave an unprecedented insight into his own approach to his emotional well-being. He spoke not just as a prince, but as a man navigating life's pressures. "I take a long time trying to understand my emotions and why I feel like I do," he admitted. "And I feel like that's a really important process to do every now and again, to check in with yourself and work out why you're feeling like you do." His words now feel especially relevant. He spoke of the need for more male role models to normalize discussions around mental health and called the rate of male suicide in the UK a national catastrophe. He even shared that with his own children. He has to remind himself that he doesn't need to fix everything, but simply to listen. This isn't just a royal paying lip service to a worthy cause. This is a man building his own toolbox of coping mechanisms in real time. His work on the Heads Together campaign, his support for the Crisis Text Service Shout, and the launch of the National Suicide Prevention Network all point to a deep, personal understanding of the fact that crisis can be temporary, but it must be confronted. When you hear him say, "I think that idea that mental health crisis is temporary," you can have a strong mental health crisis moment, but it will pass. It's impossible not to connect it to the immense strain he is currently under. He is, in essence, road testing his own advocacy in the most public way imaginable. As if the health crises weren't enough, William has been forced to contend with the persistent, dark cloud of his uncle, Prince Andrew. The scandal surrounding Andrew's association with Jeffrey Epstein isn't a historical footnote. It's an active threat to the monarchy's reputation. According to some commentators, the pressure to rehabilitate the royal family's integrity now falls squarely on his shoulders. Royal insiders and biographers paint a picture of a prince who is far from passive on this issue. William reportedly saw his uncle's disastrous 2019 Newsnight interview as a full-scale firefight and believed Andrew's conduct was a stain on all the family. He is said to have pushed his father and grandmother, the late Queen, to take a harder line and permanently remove Andrew from public life. This puts William in an incredibly difficult position. He is trying to project a modern, forward-looking monarchy focused on service and compassion, all while a scandal representing the worst of unchecked privilege continues to make headlines. Experts suggest William is exasperated by his uncle's behavior and is adamant about isolating him to preserve the monarchy. There is no path to a calm state when you are simultaneously trying to manage the future of the crown and clean up the messes of the past. The burden of being the family's moral enforcer has fallen to him far sooner than he likely ever anticipated. Reports indicate he plans a more uncompromising approach when he is king, suggesting he is not satisfied with how things have been handled. The sheer volume of these challenges is staggering. We are watching a man and a monarchy being reshaped in real time. But before we look at what this means for the future, if you're finding this analysis insightful, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our deep dives into the stories shaping the royal family. Every crisis, every pressure point, is actively shaping the monarch Prince William will one day become. For years, there has been talk of his desire to modernize the monarchy. Now, he isn't just planning for it. He is living through the very circumstances that will make it necessary. The combined health crises and family scandals are a true trial by fire. While some reports, often relying on anonymous sources, have suggested that the immense pressure has made him more irritable behind closed doors, this remains speculative gossip. What is clear, however, is that he feels he must establish his standards now, and that includes taking a hard line on family matters concerning both Prince Andrew and Prince Harry. This pressure is forcing a new kind of leadership. Where his grandmother was defined by her steadfast adherence to tradition and a deliberate distance, William is being defined by a public-facing empathy, a willingness to discuss emotion, and a hands-on approach to both his family's well-being and the monarchy's integrity. He is learning on the job in the most extreme circumstances. The public has seen him not just as a prince, but as a husband and son navigating crises that are universally relatable. This vulnerability, whether it's an off-the-cuff remark about his state of mind or a planned interview about mental health, is what connects him to the public. It's also what could give him the authority and support to make the difficult decisions required to secure the monarchy's future, a future that some royal watchers say lies with William and Kate and what they're going to do. So, did Prince William really admit he's not in a calm state? While one speculative quote captured headlines, the full story is far more compelling. His actions, his public work, and the sheer gravity of his circumstances are a continuous, resounding admission of the immense pressure he endures. He is steering the ship of state through a personal hurricane, with the health of his wife and father in the balance, while simultaneously trying to patch the holes left by scandals of the past. His candor about his own emotional process isn't a sign of weakness. It's the hallmark of a new kind of leader, one who understands that acknowledging pressure is the first step to overcoming it. He is proving himself to be a trailblazer, using his platform to normalize these discussions for everyone. The calm, stoic exterior required by royal duty is being maintained, but beneath it lies the undeniable turmoil of a son, a husband, and a future king facing it all at once. The crown has always been heavy, but for Prince William, it has rarely been heavier than it is right now. Now, I want to turn it over to you. Do you believe these immense pressures will forge a stronger, more modern monarch in Prince William? Or do you think the constant turmoil poses a real threat to the future of the crown? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And for more in-depth analysis of the royal family, don't forget to subscribe.